I'm Kenyon Conti, and I'm going to show you how I did Lab 9 simple harmonic motion using just these things. So the things I used for this experiment were a ruler, a scale, scissors, tape, a protractor, an 80 centimeter string, a 100 centimeter string, a 120 centimeter string, and a 140 centimeter string. Now the first thing I did was that I weighed this bob that we're using to approximately 1/4 of a pound. The next thing I did was I put a small piece of string into Bob and taped him shut. The knot that I did for Bob was approximately the same on all 4 strings. So the amount that was knotted up will be proportional to the length of all of the strings. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I did this experiment. So what I need for this experiment is a stopwatch, my protractor, and my tools. So the first thing I did was that I made sure that we were stable and that our object was not going to fall off of the string. The next thing I did was I put this in a doorway, which I will open to show the full experiment. And I made sure that my object was not moving. The next thing I did was I measured a 10-degree angle on the protractor by keeping this still and moving like this, also using my leg to help me. After measuring out 10 degrees, I made sure that the bob was pointed at the same direction every time. I did this to ensure that if there was any source of air resistance, that the motion would be consistent throughout all of them. The next thing I did was that I made sure that the line was straight so that the object would not be swaying in a more rotational movement. We need a more pendulum movement. So making sure it's straight and keeping it at 10 degrees. I have this ready. I'm gonna position myself over here to start the stopwatch. Actually, can my video man start the stopwatch for me, please? And then as soon as he starts the stopwatch, I will count pendulums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And stopping the pendulum exactly on the 10th turn. Now, it's important to count each turn because we need to make sure that the pendulum is stopping at the point where the object is going forward to when it is going backwards. Now, I did 3 trials for this, and I did this for the 80 centimeter string, the 100 centimeter string, the 120 centimeter string, and the 140 meter string. And that is how I did this experiment.